Well, good afternoon. Welcome to Coburg, Oregon. And I'll tell you what, you guys, this week is going to be a big week in this community. Of course, they're going to be socially distancing, and of course, they're going to be doing all COVID restrictions and things. But they've got some big stuff going on this week. We're going to be here on Thursday to talk about more about what's going on. But Saturday night, businesses are going to be open. They're going to make sure that you're, socially distanced and all that, wearing your masks. But they will be open, and they got some super cool stuff that's going on. And I don't know if I can tell you all about that. But we are here today because Blue Valley Bistro is one of our customers and our clients. And we're just going to talk with Seth a little bit here about, they're going to be here on Saturday night, but the kind of business climate and having a restaurant with all the restriction things going on. We thought we talked about that today. So Seth, I'll stay back from you and we can hear you better. So kind of talk with people real honestly about what this is like.
A roller coaster and not a very exciting one. I feel really fortunate, Rick. I got to be upfront with this. I have two locations, and one of my locations has a drive-through. So I'm staying busy. I mean, not here in Coburg. Coburg's it's taking a hit, and it's not pretty. But fortunately, my Creswell location, the support that I have from my fans down there, the fact that we have a drive-through and can expedite people's lunch, I'm one of the lucky ones. Go to Facebook. I mean, every day I'm hearing of another restaurant that's closing their doors permanently. And to be honest with you, if I didn't have Creswell in the mix, if all my eggs were in this Coburg basket, we'd be out of business in January. I'm not turning a profit right now. I have one location supporting the other one, and I don't want to choke up thinking about it, but it's the reality of where we're at. If 80% of my business, or maybe 70% of my business, would come in here on a Saturday or Sunday for brunch. It was a drive-up crowd from Eugene. They come up here, and my entire week's sales were happening in 2 days, and the other days were a little more manageable and we could scale down. Well, I can't cut back any more employees. I mean, I need hands to operate, and you take away my chairs and the people aren't going to be coming from Eugene to support us. So I get the local followers that we have here coming in for their coffee, but it's a small community. There's only 1,500 people in town, and they can only drink so much coffee or eat so much food. So we are really dependent on our proximity to Eugene. There's 71,000 people within 3 miles of this location, and none of them are going to come here because there's no place for them to sit.
So Rita, the location is right in downtown Coburg. We're right on Willamette, across from Farm Fancy, kind of kitty corner from Farm Fancy, across from the park. So if you hadn't had Creswell, and you guys have worked your ass off, being part of that community, this would be over here.
Oh, for sure, hands down. We opened in October of last year and got off to a favorable response. People liked us. Obviously, the first part of the year was a mess. We actually closed for the month of April, but then we picked up steam per a PPP loan that we got, and we rehired all of our employees. We were open for business May. June looked great. July was great. August was gangbusters. It was a great month. But if I look at a 11-month frame, so from January through November, 5 of those 11 months we didn't even break even. We operated in the red. And December, typically for a restaurant, is our busiest month of the entire year, followed by January, which is our slowest month of the year. February is not much better because it's only 28 days. So now I'm sitting in a situation, I'm like, okay, I kind of breaking even right now, and I'm coming into the 2 worst months of the year. How am I going to be sitting, or what's going to look like in February? I mean, that's the real scary thing about it.
So do you lay up at night and think, is this gonna end?
I have. I really try not to. I try to, take care of myself, eat right, exercise, and get a good night's rest. So, but yeah, fortunately for me, because of the PPP loan, and I got the EIDL loan, I had a little bit of a cash reserve, and we've been playing our cards really conservatively, which has allowed me to kind of stretch that money out. Again, I'm one of the lucky ones.
When you read online and you see, I'm watching, like I know you are too, the electric station gone,
Yeah.
Nova gone.
Yeah, they just announced today they're closing up in the end of the month.
So when you see restaurant after restaurant in town dying, what would you, if you could sit down with the governor and have a conversation, what would you say?
Wow, I don't know if I've thought about what I would tell the governor. I understand. Let's take care of each other. We're all Oregonians. We all need to make sure that people aren't just dying because of our carelessness. But businesses are dying, which means the economic toll that this is taking on our communities it's going to be some god-awful number that I don't know. And I have an 87-year-old grandma in ill health. I don't want to think that I caught COVID and took it home to her, to visiting her, and then she dies on my watch. But at the same time, like, there are people and families whose hearts and blood, or just at the minimum, their paychecks are coming from restaurants. And if you take away the chairs, if you aren't letting people dine in, and we're in the middle of an Oregon winter, like, these restaurants are going to dry up. And what effect is that having on families and communities? It's preposterous. It's sad. I mean, I really, all these restaurants, the Electric Station, La Perla, all of these things, Along Came Fruity, there's a few other handfuls that I can think of. They're what make communities communities. I mean, that's, I don't want to go to another place where it's a strip mall with the same exact restaurants that you see in every city in the United States. I like going to places that have independent restaurants where I can get local flair and seasoning and flavor. And those are going to be the first guys to go, and that's heartbreaking.
And if you look at the science and the studies, it's not showing a huge number of people that they're tracing to restaurants. And in fact, you guys are probably cleaner than my kitchen.
Well, I mean, the truth is that as a restaurant, you have to adhere to a certain level of cleanliness. I mean, the health department will come in every 6 months and make sure that you are abiding by the rules, that you're washing your hands, that you have, a sanitary place, that food temperatures are held, both hot and cold. I mean, so we're already in the nature of washing our hands. And hey, cool, I'm going to wear a mask while I'm at work. So now I'm washing my hands and wearing a mask. Yeah, isn't that what doctors do, right? I mean, like I don't know. I can't speak for the people sitting at the tables and how cleanly. I don't follow that science. All I know is that from a restaurant's perspective, it doesn't do me any good to get sick. And so it doesn't. And that's just where we stand.
So people are asking, you're doing takeout?
Yeah, we are. So I have this little drive-up window right here, but you could walk in and order where it's a little bit warmer. And we're doing all of our entire menus up. We do takeout. And if the weather's nice and you bundle up, you can sit outside. I've got the seats. Today happens to be another clear day, so that's in our favor.
And Creswell, you have drive-up window. You also same kind of thing.
Yeah. So actually, Creswell, we've really streamlined stuff. You can call in your order ahead of time, and then we can run it out to you with curbside service, or you can just come through the drive-through. So we've got most of our customers down there trained. Food takes a little bit long because we're making it all by scratch. It's not pre-ordered. So it's beneficial to call ahead, give us about the 15 minutes to prep everything. You can come in and collect it while it's still warm, and be on with your day.
So December's usually a really busy month for you guys.
Yeah.
And then January and February you kind of die off. And so that's the fear.
Yeah, January sucks. I mean, I have 10 years history. I'm a numbers guy. I track all this stuff. And January is like, it's the worst month. In February, like I said, is pretty bad too, mostly because it's 28 days instead of 31. So that's the fear. Hey, we're doing okay right now. I was talking to another restaurateur that I like to support them, and he was saying the same thing. Hey, December is great. Like we're able to pay our employees this month. We're making rent. What happens next month? What happens when everybody's like burnt out from this, Thanksgiving to Christmas stretch, and they spent too much money on all their family and all this stuff, and then nobody's going out and supporting local businesses. That's the real scary part.
I think also it gets hard, and I don't mean to speak ill of anything, but my wife and I, we are damned and determined we're going out. So we even go out and have a beer at the public house on a Friday in the rain the other day under an umbrella. But the hard thing is, it just gets hard to be out because of the whole the whole because kind of not the attitude of the restaurants, but just the attitude of culture.
Well,
it's hard.
I went to Morning Glory Cafe this morning. Right? It's another restaurant I wanted to support, and incredibly nice people. Like it was a great experience, I guess, from what you can experience. But it's like I got their food to go, and I went and sat in my car and ate the food, and like it was warm, but it wasn't hot. I was eating out of a box with a plastic utensil. I mean, how exciting is that? That's all I can offer people right now too, which is it's frustrating. And I'm actually opposed to I kind of have a menu that allows itself as to-go stuff. What if you're a fine dining establishment? What if you're supposed to be presenting like a fillet of fish?
Right. I always think this too, like the electric station. No wonder they went broke. Who's going to pay $40 for a steak dinner and take it in a little cardboard box and take it home and eat it? I can do it home better than easier.
Yeah, exactly. And so, think about that select group of businesses. I mean, the Beppe and Gianni's, the La Perla, the electric station, Chef's Kitchen. Like, there's a number of these places. It's like you're going for the experience. Like it's like the dining out experience is what you're there for, and they can't do that right now. I don't want to take a $28 halibut to my house and eat it while it's cold. I mean, that doesn't work.
So tell me what you did for your staff that helps them for Christmas and also helps local restaurants.
Sure. So Melissa and I yesterday spent the day driving around to some of our favorite restaurants and just buying $50 gift cards for each of our staff. I hope none of them are watching this right now because I still kind of want it to be a surprise. And we just picked out different ones from different restaurants, and we're giving all of those to them as like their Christmas gift this year. So hopefully we help those restaurants out. I know our employees will love it, and then they'll go out and support them as well too. So
to your fellow restaurant owners and to people, don't give up on takeout, because I think it's really, remember how we talked about this before, it's really easy to, I feel sorry, so you do it for a week. Make a weekly adventure of going to a different restaurant and having lunch out or dinner or something.
Melissa and I, I own a restaurant, so I eat at my own restaurant a lot, and I can eat at home to kind of keep costs down. But we've made it a point that every single Saturday since March, we've gone to a different restaurant in Creswell and got dinner. Like, that's just our thing. Hey, listen, this is our $50. Like, tonight we're going to go out and support this restaurant. The next week we'll go to like the Mexican restaurant. The week after maybe we went over to Hilltop in Pleasant Hill. Like, trying to support all of these local restaurants that we care about. And I've had to do that every Saturday since March. I'm not trying to stand on a pedestal. I just recognize as an owner that the one and done isn't going to be not going to solve the problem, since we're 10 months into this now. And so it's repeat customers, the ones that maybe maybe you're just getting a cup of coffee a day or every few days or something like that. That's great. I'm not saying you got to come in and drop $100. It's repeat customers, it's repetitive business that is really beneficial to these small independent restaurants.
All right, Seth, thanks, man.
Yeah, thanks, Rick. I appreciate the time, and I hope I didn't bring anybody down. That's not my intent. I'm actually had this on the books, and I wanted to talk with you. This just happened to be the topic of choice. But incredibly excited about Saturday night. I got a whole bag of stuffed animals inside that were donated that we'll be giving out to all the kids that stop by. Please be in Creswell or Coburg at 4 p.m. ringing your bells with excitement. And then the standing parade, or whatever they're referring to. I don't want to get into too much details. You'll do that later on your show. But Saturday night in Coburg, it's going to be a little taste of what it was.
All right. So, Seth, thanks, buddy.
Thanks, Rick. I appreciate it.
So, Cindy, I think you have your volume turned on a different channel because everybody else, I think, is hearing it. But what Seth is saying is they are not closing, but we were just talking about the state of restaurants in the state of Oregon and what needs to be done. In Coburg, we'll be here on Thursday at 4:30 and going around to some of the different businesses like Farm Fancy and Chiefs and places like that and talking with them. On Saturday night, 4 o'clock, I hope I'm not announcing this early, but oh well, leave it to me to blow it. They're going to have a community kind of celebration, COVID sensitive, masks required. People will be staying away. It's not a parade. They're going to have, the floats are going to be out on International Way so people can walk by them and look at them. And then businesses in town will be open. And the cool thing is at 4 o'clock, they're going to do like a bell ringing and have a moment of silence for all the businesses in town. And you guys just come, when you're doing your Christmas shopping, come out here and consider this as part of Eugene and your look. So tonight on Get Real with Rick Dancer, we are going to be talking to, let me think, I've got a couple of, we're going to be going live to Coos Bay, North Bend, talking, the governor is talking about shutting down 3 correctional institutions in her proposed budget for the next 2 years. And so the governor's talking about closing those prisons. So we have someone from the correctional facility in North Bend to talk with us. Also, Boomer Wright, who was recently elected to the state house to represent the Coos Bay area. He will be on with us as well. And the best of all is I had a young man call me named Jeremy. Today is his birthday, his 45th birthday, and his 3rd year sober today. And he graduated from the facility at Shutter Creek in North Bend. And he's going to be on to talk about why he thinks this place should not be closed, because he can give us a list of dozens and dozens of people whose lives were turned around because of that facility. So always trying to bring you a different side of the story than what you hear on the news. So I'm Rick Dancer. That's at 5 o'clock tonight, 5 o'clock on Get Real. Again, we want to thank Seth and Melissa and all the staff out here at Blue Valley Bistro in Coburg. Come out Saturday night and come out earlier to either Creswell or this location and help them get some money by some food. You guys pay for some food from them. All right, I'll see you guys later. I'll see you tonight, 5 o'clock on Get Real.